Hello everybody, it's the J Diamond and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make your character punch and walk. And there are a few things you need to know about this before you make your character walk and punch. You may think punch is an easy thing. It is, and it isn't. You gotta have, one thing that you need for stop motion is, a camera, of course, and you also need, what can be any camera, but you also have to have a stand. I'm not using a stand because it wouldn't work for right now, but it works in my other YouTube videos of stop motions, and I've been using that, and this is what I have created. This is where my iPad goes, and, you can make it too, and this is how it looks in the bottom. It's all trashy, but it works pretty good. Those other YouTube videos that I've made of stop motion, this was all made using this. So we can put that aside for right now. And yeah, I encourage you to make your own stop motion videos, and because I like to see them. Because I know we're in quarantine, and it gets kind of boring, so you can have fun doing that. Just to let you know, if you're bored of quarantine, this might be a little boring too, because you after you spend like 5 hours moving picture, then like moving picture, yeah, it gets kind of boring, but after editing and everything, it looks pretty good. So yeah, and so here's tip number 1. That was tip number 1. Use sometimes a stand or whatever you got, an iPad stand or whatever. I don't have one, so I'm using that. Okay, tip number 2, use duct tape. I don't know if you can see this line right here, but that is duct tape, or tape. I'm actually using the duct dispenser. That's not duct tape, just the tape. I'm actually using the tape dispenser down here so I can hold. So yeah. First thing, okay. So now let's go to punching. Punching, okay. In punching, there's something called ease in and ease out. What that means is like this. Ease in, ease out. That's what ease in is, and ease. There are lots of people that have made tutorials of what ease in is and ease out is. Yeah. So go check them out. There is one guy that I've enjoyed his video of tutorial of ease in and ease out. That's actually how I learned. Well, I learned a little bit before, but yeah. His name is Fancy Pants. I think it's called that. Yeah, I think it is. And go check that out. So right now we're gonna go to picture and movie. So if you want a good walk, you need to, if you're gonna do it in a fight scene, I don't know if you want walking, but yeah, but we're just gonna do it. You know what? I'll just show you how to run too. You know what? We'll save that for another YouTube video. So it might look a little trashy. So what we're actually gonna do, so you want to take one picture before everything, like that. So you've taken a picture like that. Then that's why you have duct tape. Next thing you're gonna do, don't forget where your character is. Oh, I have this in my hand. I was using glue earlier. It looks disgusting, I'm sorry. Move like that. Take another picture. Then you're gonna move it just a little. And then you're going to okay. So now that he's almost finishing his walk, and he's closing in his walk. And if it looks like that, a little bent, you can fix that. Like that. Now see this. Okay, it looks a little stupid. No, not stupid, but it looks a little bad, but because it was only a little tiny foot walk. So now we just gotta take a picture again, another one, and move him like, yeah. If you do not want to see all of this, me taking a picture and everything, you can skip all the way to the part that I'm finished. I would do a time lapse, but I'm still working on how to do that. If you know how to do a time lapse, share it in the comments and tell me if there's an app. And okay, because I need. Wait, there is time lapse. I think it is on camera. Well, I'll check it out. If I can't find it, oh well. So yeah, if you're getting kind of bored, you can skip yeah. Now, okay. So now I'm going to move this guy's hand like that. And then we're going to what foot was I moving? What foot was I moving? Okay. What foot was I moving? I guess this one. I guess now I'm gonna move. Okay. Did I take a picture with him moving his hand? No. Okay. So. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. Frames per second while we're doing this. If you don't know, well, like we all say, FPS, frames per second. If you do not know what frames per second is, it's basically how many times you do something in the frames. Like right now, see this walking movement? That is, see how many frames per second? 7 frames per second. Usually, a lot of them use 12 frames, or that's smooth. That's really smooth. But if you were doing it something like this, really short, it would look like this. We'll save that for running if you're doing it running. And if you do 9 frames per second, it will look like that. So let's just stick back to 7 frames per second. I think 7 frames per second is pretty good. Yeah. So that is what frames per second is. Oh, and to upgrade your stop motion walking, I'm gonna do it right now. You just use your. You can move your hands too. Let me see. So I would be moving like that. I tried to make another one of stop motion, like real life stop motion. You've seen those? Have you ever seen those real life stop motions? Yeah, that's what I was trying to do right earlier, and it did not work. Remember, if it's bent, yeah. For those of you that are still sticking around for this final part, I forgot to move the hand. I know I told you to skip, but if you are still sticking around, thank you. there are a lot of stop motion people who have they're young and they made some new stop motions. For those of you who have never made a stop motion before, might be the because like for everyone, I know I've a lot of people have had the same idea as I have, and I've had the same idea of a lot of people, and yeah, and I know what you guys are thinking sometimes, and I've been through it too. With all that talking and not focusing, I think I was moving that one, so now I move this one. Thank you for sticking around. And yes, this doesn't go for you, Lego. And this goes for you. Okay, that was a bad move. Do not put your hand in a picture. I am not putting my hand in a picture. I'm just, well, right now we're recording, so you can see my face. So yeah, and that goes, and like I was saying, that goes for him too, because he is sticking around. That's all he ever does, actually, stick on a piece of. And if he wasn't on the ground, okay, here comes the scene now. Put this guy's hand down. 1, 2. They're just little inches, inch by inch. 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you're new to stop motion, and like I said, if you're gonna make one and you have a YouTube channel, I'll be lucky to see it. Yeah, but I recommend if you've never done a stop motion, 6. 6 if you're doing hand motion. 6 or 7, right? Up to, let's just say 9. Up to 9. Then okay, up to 9. Now we take a picture without him, and then I'm not gonna do hand motion for him. Oh, I think you know who the bad guy is. Okay, I think you might have guessed it. That's him. He's the bad guy. Okay. Now, my stop motion may look bad. I'm planning to make a Lego Titanic stop motion in the future. I am a big fan of the Titanic. I have done so much research on it. I spent 2 years watching, learning, reading up to now, and I know mostly a lot of the Titanic. There's more to just than there's more to just the Titanic hitting an iceberg and sinking. There was a lot more. Okay, so now, what was I using? Okay, so now I use see? Move the camera. Stick. What I like to do is make marks. Sometimes I put marks on the thing with Expo marker, so it erases. Expo marker does erase on Lego. It does. I can tell you that. And do not do this when you're making the block. That just looks like they're stomping. But if you're making a stomping stop motion. 44 frames per 44. I did 44 pictures already, and we have done 14 minutes. I don't know if it's 15 now, but oh, okay, that's good. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, if Stop Motion Studio did provide having if you have trouble moving the camera and it looks really and you're just like really moving the cameras and you can't really, it's fuzzy, and yeah, Stop Motion did something with that. So if you look, when I take a picture, look, when I take the picture, it doesn't take a picture, it takes a picture like a second after. Watch, see, like he had to wait. So I'm glad Stop Motion Studio did that. But before, when they didn't have that, you had to use this. If you don't know what this is, it is a timer. So if I do like, if I wait 5 seconds and I move this guy, take a picture, and wait 5 seconds. So let's take the timer off because already Stop Motion Studio provided with that issue. Let's just move this guy. Just like one step. 2 step. That's only for beginners if you're getting tired. Don't do that if you're really making a stop motion video. This is just a tutorial. So a really bad tutorial. So let's focus a little. There we go. That's better. Just a little more. Okay. So now, are they close enough to reach? Okay, what I'm actually gonna do is like that. So I'm gonna move his hand. Okay, not his hand, but I'm just gonna move him. Just one more step closer. Try to do this as fast as I can because my recorder does not have that much time. Okay, now that they're close together, we're gonna do the ease in, ease out. If you forgot what that is, you don't have to go back because we're gonna do it again. Ease in. Halfway in. Well, not halfway in. After. Oh, we move like 3. There. That's better. Just need to move. Okay. And don't really go that far. And if your character does have 2 heads, make sure you look for hair. Please. I don't want it to be a little disturbing. So yeah. Just gonna do 2 more. Just a slight little move. You can tell, like, when you're getting ready to punch, you don't just punch like this. You don't just punch, like, have your hand and then just move. You have to go back, launch it, and then really punch. That's, if you didn't know, that's called the ease in and then ease out. Unless you don't have time and your other opponent just knocks you out. Okay. I would do a tutorial of using a green screen. Okay, something with stop motion. My password. It's not letting me use my password when I try to buy things. It's for some reason it's not working. So yeah, when I get that, I'll show you, and then how to make your character jump. You can make your character jump without using a Play-Doh and holding them up. You can use a wire, and since the camera is looking straight at not straight, it's looking from the side, and if you have it from a low angle, you can, and you have like a stand up here, you cannot see the wire. So now we're gonna go put push his hand a little like that. I would add sound effects, but like I said, password. So now we're moving him just an inch. Like that. Sorry. Okay, so we're done with that. We're not done with the video though. We still have to see how it is, and we have like 3 more minutes left. So, since we did that, I know you're all waiting for the aftermath to see, what has happened. So let's look at it. Here he is walking. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Or something. I'm like, hey, I've been waiting for you. Do you get closer? Okay, don't. Ease in, ease out. And also, that reminds me, that rhymed, or that sounded like, he's out. So he's out of the game. Owen won. If you didn't know, that was Owen from Jurassic Park. See right there. Yeah, so Owen, he was like, okay, let's match. Okay, so yeah, he was that. He was like that. So, these are all my stop motions. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Just trying to figure out how he went down there. I don't know. Something like that. Anyways, if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to the J Diamond, and hopefully this tutorial was great. I have a friend who's a YouTuber, and I hope to hope for him. I hope to see him make one of these. I hope he does, and I'll like the video and share it or something like that. Yeah, I hope I see that, and hopefully this was helpful for him and you guys who are new to stop motion. Also, the app was Stop Motion Studio. There are other apps, but I prefer this app. And if you can buy sound effects. It's better with sound effects. Anyways, guys. Oh, you may be wondering, you think I lie. I lied about that because of, like, how did you get the sound effects for the other YouTube video? I didn't. I had to record the sound effects. Anywho, I'm done. Bye.